Recently, the Michigan Humane Society received 12 dogs and 5 cats from a hoarding situation. These animals were living in really terrible conditions. A lot of them were living in crates or stacked on top of one another with waste. They're living in their own waste. They're heavily matted, never groomed, never received the proper medical care that they needed. So when they got to us, they were in pretty rough shape. Many of the dogs were heavily matted. They'd never been groomed before, and the mats were really painful. So it was very time consuming, but we took our time to shave them off, remove them, and then bathe them.
What I know about it is that they were in cages, that a lot of them were too small for the size of animal that were holding them. A lot of them were like cat cages or smaller. I think there was a lot of feces in the cages. They weren't being let out on a regular basis or anything like that. And there was more animals in that household than there should be. Everyone that had long hair was severely matted, suggesting that they hadn't been groomed in a very long time. And it's really important if you have an animal that's like a non-shedding animal that they have to get regular grooming, because that problem will happen. A lot of the mats were caked with a lot of fecal matter. They had a really bad urine odor to them. Their nails were severely overgrown. A lot of them had a severe flea infestation. There was one dog that had something called a dermoid cyst, which is essentially a cyst on their eye that grows hair, and it's in the actual eye, not on the edge of the eye or anything like that. So if you've ever had a hair in your eye and you know how annoying that can be, imagine having 30 of them that can never be washed out or wiped away. So that's something that typically requires a surgery to fix, but again, these animals weren't getting appropriate medical care for the conditions they had, so he was just kind of existing with that. Yeah, we spent a lot of time shaving all of their mats. They've been shaved down, they look like dogs again. They're really nice dogs.
Because of the situation that the dogs were in, a lot of them are pretty under-socialized. They're going to require a lot of extra time in TLC to get them ready to be able to go up for adoption.
Ideally, what we'd like to do is help them feel comfortable while they're in this environment so that we can get them into their forever home.
So with any dog that comes into the shelter, there's not really a timetable that we're working with, because everybody has different levels of comfort, different levels of stress. If it's more severe and they need more work, sometimes what we can do for the animals is put them into a foster home to help them get the training, get comfortable around people coming into their house, new situations at more of their pace. Boosting confidence can be done in a lot of ways. Basic training, any kind of training, will help boost her confidence because it'll give her something else to focus on.
It's because of your life-saving support that we were able to take these animals in and drastically change their lives for the better.